Today our topic is the Stoic perspective on finding your purpose. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who believed in living a life of virtue, wisdom, and self-control. They taught that the key to a good life is not in chasing external things like money, fame, or power, but in finding inner peace and clarity. According to the Stoics, every person has a purpose, and finding that purpose is one of the most important things we can do. But how do we find our purpose? And how do we live a life that aligns with it? Let's explore these questions from a Stoic point of view. First, the Stoics believed that the universe is rational and orderly. Everything happens for a reason, and every person has a role to play in the grand scheme of things. This means that your life is not random or meaningless. You are here for a reason, even if you don't fully understand it yet. Your purpose is not something you create out of thin air. It's something you discover by understanding your place in the world and by using your unique talents and abilities to contribute to the greater good. This idea can be comforting because it reminds us that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. We are not alone, and our lives matter. But how do we discover our purpose? The Stoics would say that the first step is to look inward. You must know yourself. This means understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your desires, and your fears. It also means being honest with yourself about what truly matters to you. Many people spend their lives chasing things that don't bring them real happiness, like wealth or status. The Stoics would argue that these things are not inherently bad, but they are not the key to a meaningful life. Instead, focus on developing your character and living in accordance with your values. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be? What virtues do I want to cultivate? These questions can help you get closer to understanding your purpose. Another important Stoic idea is that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot control. This is one of the most practical lessons Stoicism offers. Many people waste a lot of time and energy worrying about things that are outside their control, like the opinions of others or the outcome of certain events. The Stoics would say that this is a waste of your limited time and energy. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. By doing this, you can live a more peaceful and purposeful life. For example, if you want to find your purpose, don't worry about whether others will approve of it or whether you will succeed. Focus on doing what feels right to you and what aligns with your values. The rest is not up to you. The Stoics also believed in the importance of serving others. They saw life as a kind of duty, where each person has a responsibility to contribute to the well-being of others. This doesn't mean you have to be a hero or change the world in a big way. It simply means doing what you can to help those around you. Even small acts of kindness and generosity can make a difference. When you focus on serving others, you often find that your own life becomes more meaningful. This is because helping others connects us to something larger than ourselves and reminds us of our shared humanity. So, if you're struggling to find your purpose, consider how you can use your skills and talents to help others. This might point you in the right direction. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, was a Roman emperor who faced many challenges in his life. Despite his power and wealth, he believed that his true purpose was not to rule or to accumulate more, but to be a good person and to serve his people with wisdom and justice. He wrote in his personal journal, now known as Meditations, that we should strive to be like a rock that stands firm against the waves. No matter what life throws at us, we should remain steady and true to our principles. This is a powerful image that reminds us to stay grounded and focused on what really matters. Another Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, was born as a slave and faced many hardships in his life. Yet he taught that no matter what our circumstances are, we always have the power to choose how we respond. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a key Stoic idea that can help us find our purpose. Life will inevitably bring challenges and setbacks, but these difficulties can also be opportunities for growth. By facing them with courage and resilience, we can become stronger and more aligned with our purpose. So, don't be afraid of obstacles. Instead, see them as part of your journey and as chances to learn and grow. The Stoics also believed in the importance of living in the present moment. They understood that the past is gone and the future is uncertain, so the only time we truly have is now. This is another way to focus on what you can control. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about what might happen in the future, focus on what you can do today to live a meaningful life. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to move closer to my purpose? How can I make the most of this moment? By living in the present, you can avoid distractions and stay focused on what really matters. Finally, the Stoics believed in the power of acceptance. They taught that we should accept the things we cannot change and focus on changing the things we can. This doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means recognizing the reality of your situation and then deciding how to respond in the best way possible. For example, if you are in a job that doesn't feel meaningful, you can either accept it and find ways to make the best of it, or you can take steps to change your situation. The key is to be honest with yourself about what you can and cannot do, and then take action accordingly. In conclusion, the Stoic perspective on finding your purpose is about looking inward, focusing on what you can control, serving others, and living in the present moment. It's about understanding that your life has meaning and that you have the power to live a virtuous and fulfilling life, no matter what challenges you face. Remember, your purpose is not something far away or out of reach. It's something you can discover and live every day by being true to yourself and by making choices that align with your values. So, take a moment to reflect on what really matters to you. What kind of person do you want to be? How can you use your talents to make a difference? And how can you live a life that is meaningful and true to your purpose? These are the questions that can guide you on your journey. The Stoics believed that the best life is a life of virtue, wisdom, and service. By following their teachings, you can find your purpose and live a life that is not only successful, but also deeply fulfilling.